This is PurpleSuns, and welcome to the Huevos con Weenie show. And here we have our host, JTheCreator. And welcome to another week of craziness, another week of discussing topics that, what would our topics be? Lately, we've been going through a lot of streamers, a lot of Twitch streamers who
Streamers,
lick
women,
ears. They lick ears. And
simps.
Simps, COVID vaccinations,
Oh yeah,
politicians,
yeah, yeah.
and just overall craziness. That seems to be the theme. Is like we talk about just things that are crazy around us. So
Just complain about everything.
just complain about it. Vent. We only have this moment once a week, so this is our venting.
Yeah,
moment.
in a way, like we initially started this podcast because it was a thing to do to vent our frustrations every week.
Exactly.
Pretty much. I mean, like in the first episode, I was talking about like trauma and shit that
Oh,
happened
yeah.
to me when I was a kid. Like I was
Yeah.
popping off, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were pretty
Revealing.
revealing, but also very passionate. You were passionate.
Yeah. Like I don't know. That was just that first podcast. I just poured my heart out for the first time in a long time. Like before that podcast, I had never told anybody any of that stuff.
Yep. And I imagine you would share it because is it more like I know we've discussed release just now, but do you think someone else may relate somehow? And
Possibly.
yeah.
I mean, how many dudes out there have mother issues?
Yep.
Has to be a lot of them.
Yeah.
More than they're willing to admit.
And it's shitty because especially with males and having guy friends, if you were to tell anyone that having mother issues or you had issues with your parents growing up, a lot of the times you'll get made fun of. Granted, it's not like, oh, they're fucking like really making fun of you like a bully, but
Yeah.
it's more like they're just talking shit and laughing.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have periods where we don't want to laugh about that shit because like we're
course.
really trying to tell them something, but when it comes off as a joke, you're less likely to say what it is that's on your mind. So
Now that you say that, I actually had one of those moments. It was back in high school.
yeah.
And I actually said this to one of our cousins, Sammy.
Mhm.
Like we went to the same high school, and I remember one day I was feeling pretty bad. Like I don't know why, but I was like extra depressed that day.
Yeah.
And I was telling him like, just pouring out my feelings out there, and he was kind of listening, but also kind of not.
Yeah.
And like after telling him like, yeah, dude, like I don't know, I get kind of like I feel like I'm here, but I'm also not.
Right.
Like, and he just said like, damn, that's crazy. And then that was it.
That's funny
It's like-
because I'm sorry to cut you off
It's all
there,
good.
but when you said how he mentioned that was crazy, have you guys ever noticed like when someone is talking, like if you're talking to someone and you're discussing something, no matter what it is, and they said that's crazy, and then like 3 seconds later, oh man, that's crazy. That means they really don't give a shit about what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
But to them, that's like a filler moment. They just
Yeah, they don't know what to say.
I've done
so
it
they're just
before.
like,
I've done it.
shit.
I say that's crazy when I go, to work or whatever. And if I'm saying that's crazy, that's just like a filler moment.
Yeah. So I imagine, you don't want to hear your fucking coworkers' problems.
Yeah. Or, anything. Just throughout life, when I went to school, people are sharing stuff that
You don't want to know.
yeah. And and it's different because like when I'm in school, I don't really know my classmates and they go on like 5-minute rants about whatever. And, I just say, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But it does suck when you hear it from someone that you're trying to kind of, pour your mind into or discuss something serious to. And if you kind of spot those little things, how you noticed just now.
I mean, yeah, dude, I was basically like asking for help from a
Mhm.
family member.
Right.
It's not like I was telling this to, some fucking friend that
Right.
I had back in high school. This was a family member, was looking for help. That motherfucker didn't help me.
The only thing that would make it worse is if he was on his phone, like texting and shit,
Yeah.
and he says, "Oh, that's crazy."
Yeah.
And then he just keeps on texting, "Oh, that's crazy."
Exactly. But, such is life.
Yeah. Such is
Just
life.
glad I got past it.
Yep. And it's, going through that alone must not be fun. Was there anything that kind of kept you afloat, or like, you mentioned a lot of dark moments when you were younger.
Yeah.
But what kind of kept you, like I said, like afloat, or what kept you looking forward?
I forgot when I realized this, but I started reading stories about suicide,
Mm.
and one of them in particular that stands out to me was, you know how the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge,
Oh, right. Yeah.
popular spot where people go to
Popular, even to this
to
day.
kill themselves.
Hmm.
And I was reading stories of people that have done it. They've jumped, and when they were about to hit the water, they wish that they hadn't done that.
Yeah.
And they survived. I mean, they're fucked because
Yeah.
they broke their legs.
It fucks you up.
Yeah. And after that, um, there was also stories of people who had killed themselves, and then I had seen what it does to the family afterwards.
Oh, yep.
And then having seen that, I started thinking like, well, even though I'm dead, I don't want to cause my family grief.
Right. So it still continues even long after your death.
Yeah, exactly. And
But
that's
yeah.
why I never fully went through with it. And then there were times even later on in my adult life, pretty recently, like let's say I'm 26 now, probably like 2 years ago,
Right.
where I really wanted to kill myself, but I can't because I have my dog.
Oh, yeah.
And if I'm not around, who's gonna take care of him?
And you have a sweet dog too.
Yeah. Like I didn't realize it till recently, but when I got kicked out of my ex-girlfriend's house, she had broken up with me. And
Oh, this when you were living in SoCal?
Yeah, San Diego. Okay. And she had kicked me out of the house, and I'm trying to find some place to live.
Yeah.
So like, I'm debating, should I stay and try to fucking live in San Diego, or should I just
That
go
must have been
home?
a tricky fucking situation.
And then yeah, because I was asking my family members back here in the Bay Area if I can, move back home, and they were telling me like, yeah, you can, but you can't bring the dog. And
what the fuck?
That's when I started really freaking out, because the dog was the only thing that kept me from killing myself.
Oh my god, that's fucking crazy.
And luckily, they let me keep him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty hard for a while there.
Damn.
And yeah, I can't just say that because this is my grandma that I was gonna live with. I can't just tell her like, please, like if I don't have the dog, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah.
I can't let her know.
Could you
about
imagine
that
how
stuff.
she took it?
Yeah,
or
exactly.
how she would take it?
She would take. Yeah, I can't let her know about that stuff. It's I don't want to cause her burdens like that.
Yeah. But man, that's I believe there was also wasn't there a documentary about like the Golden State, and I think there was like a whole documentary about the suicides in the Golden State as well. Golden Gate Golden State. Yeah. I've done that. This is like the Fallout Guy situation where I say Fallout Guy instead of Fallout Guys.
Fall Guys.
Fall Guy.
Yeah.
See, there we go again. But yeah, I remember that I don't know if I've seen an article or a video, most likely an article, of the same person basically saying that they jumped from the Golden State Bridge.
Gate.
Oh my god.
Keep fucking up, man.
Oh my god. But yeah, right when they were gonna hit the water, they had major regrets, and that's when they knew I shouldn't have done this. But I could only imagine how many people experience that once they've already taken an action. Like, let's say someone cuts themselves, or someone just does something irreversibly to their body, and then they're regretting it, but there's like no going back. That's terrible.
Yeah. I've come pretty close. I remember once when I was 14, I forgot what had happened. I think I was having just trouble at home, and I was like so frustrated. I went to the kitchen and I grabbed a knife, and I was gonna stab myself in the arm.
Yeah.
But obviously, I
How old were you at that time?
I was 14.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And I can't say that I haven't had situations where I've also felt very depressed, especially growing up. Because I grew up with a lot of bullying and stuff. I kind of internalized it, and there was times where I kind of felt like I've had this crazy thought, especially like when we would like as a family go on trips. Like, what would happen if I just open the door and just fall out into the freeway or some shit like that, where
Yeah.
I just wanted to kind of just give up in a way. But
Yeah.
then that thought also hit me, is that obviously, how would my family take it, or how would they deal with things after? And I think that's what kind of stops you in a good way, because you don't want to see your family going through that, obviously. And it not only that, not only do they have to clean up your mess, but also they have to kind of live with that until they die, basically, because they're always going to remember.
Of course, I can't even imagine what would go through their head. Like,
Yeah.
what did I do wrong? What could I have done more to prevent him from doing this?
Yeah, especially, yeah.
You know?
And they'll always say like, "Oh, I could have done something else," or they'll always be repeating that back in their head, and that's almost like a daily torture, I would imagine.
Yeah. And why would you do that to your
Yeah.
family?
And if I had a son or daughter, that's what I would be saying, or even someone close to me, you know?
Like,
So,
could you imagine what it would be like if I just killed myself?
yeah,
You know, like given how close we are, how
I know. Cuz
you know?
I would always just be saying like, "Oh, what could I have done different?" Or I wouldn't even say that. I'd be like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
should have done things differently."
Yeah.
So,
I imagine I've given you a couple scares with
you
with
have.
shit that has gone on recently,
Yep.
you know.
Yep. And growing up, like, I didn't have just how I discussed, um, you know, how guys would just dog on you for saying emotional shit.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't tell any friends or anyone, because if I told my family, then there'd be a concern, right? And you don't want them to feel that.
Yeah.
And if you tell friends, well, then they'll start making fun of you and things. So, yeah. Um, that's just one of the things that you kind of have to think about, especially if you're thinking about doing something like that. I would just reconsider it, because it kind of has a domino effect.
Yeah. Definitely don't kill yourself, guys.
Yeah.
Like
Like, if we're
so
gonna die anyways, you
yeah,
might as well
why
just
not see
keep
it through
going
to
and
the
then
end?
die at the end.
Yeah. There's a bunch of like if I was able to go back in time and tell my 14-year-old self like to not kill himself, I would just let him know, like, dude, your life is gonna be fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it.
Especially, yeah, if you could talk to him, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And just reassure him.
Like, life's gonna be hard, you know.
It
Not
is.
saying I've had like an easy life up until now. Shit's been fucking hard.
Yep.
There's a bunch of aspects of it that I don't like, but there's also a bunch of aspects that I fucking love.
Exactly.
Like when my girlfriend kicked me out of the house, right? I thought that was the end, man.
Yep.
Like,
It
I was
feels
like
like
so
the end.
fucking
It
heartbroken.
feels it.
I'm like almost homeless with a dog, and I was ready to give up. But then, luckily my grandma gave me a chance and she let me keep the dog. And ever since then, I've been, just hanging out, meeting new people.
That was like a
Shit's
fucking
been,
blessing, that
yeah,
dog.
dude. He has been. I fucking love him. I can't imagine now, just to put it out there, I can't imagine killing myself.
Yeah.
Because one, I have the dog, and two, life's just been fun lately.
Yep.
Like, I think I mentioned it before off the podcast, but I think for the first time in my life, I'm truly happy, which is something I've been chasing ever since I was 14 years old.
Yep.
Like, just looking for that happiness. And I finally found it with, just reading books and watching anime, what have you. It's been fucking cool. Like,
That's
it's such
amazing.
a sense of peace to be this happy.
Yep.
And it's something that I never thought I would even achieve.
Just knowing you could just wake up, like you're looking forward to the next day. I'm gonna wake up and then read this new thing that I've been wanting to read, or whatever it is, whatever you're passionate about.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking awesome, because just doing, honestly, that's what it is you just have to keep doing what you love. Like, if you
Yeah.
love reading books, fucking do that.
It really sucks that I discovered it this late, to be honest, because my mom has been pestering me to get a job already, and looks like I'm gonna have to get one pretty soon. So this happiness is short lived, but now
Short-lived.
now I have something
Well,
to.
you could always get a part-time maybe,
I
right?
may
Or
I don't think it'll cover my bills, to be
mm,
honest, but um, I have something to strive for.
yeah,
You know, I want to have this life where I just read books all day.
that's
That's
awesome.
gonna be the fucking best.
Especially when you have
So
disposable income. Like once you do work, that's the benefit is that yeah, you had to go through your job and everything, but once you know what you love, like you with that disposable income that you have, you could just do what you were doing, but just you could just afford like the more I guess the stuff that you didn't think you would be able to afford.
yeah,
So you get a job and then you're like, "Oh shit, I could actually buy this."
yeah,
And then once you get it, it's kind of like the cherry on top. Yes, I love anime. I'll enjoy just buying like a season or like a manga. But once you could afford like the collector's edition or anything like that, it's
that's when it gets
it
cool. Yeah, dude.
that makes the work even better. But yeah, man.
So now in the beginning, it's gonna be hard because I have to have a regular job,
Mm,
but I'm gonna be
hmm.
striving for that
Yeah,
neat life
you know what you like.
where
You know what
yeah.
you want to strive
So
for
I'm gonna get
now.
myself to the level where I don't have to work and I
Hmm.
get disposable income,
Hmm.
whether it be from maybe a house I'm renting out or something.
Exactly.
So I don't have to work and I get paid and I can just
Beautiful.
stay at home reading books all day.
Yep.
That's what I want, man.
Get to a point where you could maybe buy a property and rent it out, and
Exactly.
then you'll just have disposable income coming in. Or, not even disposable, but you could afford to just live off of what you're getting from your property and then still have enough money to afford the things that you like.
Exactly, dude.
That's the life. And
That's
I
what I'm
know a lot of people are trying to do that too.
everybody's trying
Yeah,
to do that, which, it's not bad.
it's
Yeah,
not bad at all.
necessarily. I mean, right now we do have a housing crisis.
Hmm.
There's just too many people in too little houses.
California.
Especially around the LA area. People are like buying up properties and just Airbnb
B&B,
them
yeah.
out, instead of actually renting them out to regular people.
And maybe that's still like I wonder if that's more lucrative, just Airbnb a house out, because I don't know, like especially if you really know you have a good property that people would want to visit
Yeah.
or stay in.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, I want to say that's even more profitable than someone renting out your house because if there's, you have like 5, 6 new people a week, then I don't know. But then I hear bad things about people who own Airbnb spots
They have horror
because
stories. Yeah.
they people are messy. They leave a mess and they break shit.
Yeah.
And whereas if you have a renter and you have a good renter, then that's just stable money coming in. You don't
Yeah.
have to worry about fucking people messing up your fucking home or whatever.
Yeah, like recently I saw this Airbnb. It was a post on Reddit. This lady had an Airbnb and the person said that they were only gonna have like 2 people, but they ended up bringing like 8.
Oh my
You know
god.
what I mean? 8 people staying at the house.
And I can't say that I wouldn't do that either if I had an Airbnb. Like once I rent a property, I don't expect the homeowner to fucking watch us. And
Of course.
not to say I'm a break shit,
Yeah.
but if I wanted to invite other people to it, just to kick back.
You gotta be careful with those Airbnbs too, man, because hidden cameras.
Hidden cameras, yeah, I heard.
Like imagine you rent a room, right? And
Yeah.
like you and your wife, you'd
Mhm.
have some intimate time. Somebody's like fucking watching
You
you.
know they do that.
Somebody's
They
watching
do
you
that.
fuck.
Hell yeah.
That's horrible, dude.
I've pictured it too.
Somebody doing that to you?
Yeah, because I want to say like 2 years ago, not to say it happened to me, but we rented a spot in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Pretty nice spot. It was like a loft, but the vents were so fucking high. Like you could see it was, since it's a loft, it has like
High
large
ceiling.
high
Yeah.
ceiling, but also there was like vents. And then me being like a security minded person, I'm thinking like someone could easily put a small camera in between the vents and watch us, and we wouldn't even be able to tell because not only do we not have a ladder, but how the fuck are we gonna reach it to check?
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah,
That's in
that's
San
one of
Francisco too.
San
That seems like the
Francisco.
type of town that would do that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
The only good thing about that is that the person who owns the spot was a gay guy,
Oh,
and
okay. Probably one. I
well,
don't know.
maybe he would still want to watch my balls and stuff. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you make a good point.
Yeah. Not to say I'm the shit, because no, I'm not saying that, but
Yeah,
you never know.
yeah,
Maybe he wants to check out my nice Latin ass.
yeah. You never know, dude.
But fucking that's one of the things you have to think about too if you get an Airbnb. Just I've seen these things on Amazon that say that they're camera detectors. So apparently you wave like a wand around and it'll detect like bugs. Like if you're being recorded, you wave it over like a table or something. If there was something stuck to the table, like a electrical device,
Okay.
it'll
It can
actually
detect
start
it.
going off, or cameras.
Interesting.
But I
Yeah.
don't know how reliable that is, but it's very fucking interesting. If it does work,
Oh, for
then
$80, you can get
what
one.
is it called?
Anti-spy detector.
Yeah. Hmm. I got some
Interesting.
researching to do,
Yeah.
but that'd be awesome. I have no problem spending like 30 minutes just going through a house and seeing if there's any bugs.
Of course. You don't want fucking somebody looking at you and shit.
hmm But, you know, and what's the penalty for someone who actually does this type of shit? Like you
I
own a
mean, you're in
property.
their house. They have the right to look inside their house. You know what I mean? But
But there's also an expectation of privacy, right? If
expectation, but not law.
oh man, we gotta look this up for the next episode. If there was anyone like, what was like the course case like
For this type of thing.
for this type of thing?
Definitely be interesting to check out.
hmm
All right. So we got a little off track there. Did we? Maybe.
I don't know. We kind of went with the flow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Um. Let's see.
Not killing myself. Dog saved me. Life is
Oh.
cool. Becoming a neat. Love
Oh
books.
yeah. Like now, now that you mentioned it, how you said becoming a neat. Is it called neat?
Yeah, NEET.
Okay. So what is like what kind of inspired you to kind of look into this type of life? That's something that I wanted to ask you.
Um,
Is it inspired by like the Japanese culture?
yeah, to be honest. Like I've been pretty much living like a neat for like the past year, just staying inside, not going anywhere.
Mm.
Just reading books, watching anime all day. And I mean, shit, it's just what I like, you know? It's how do I say this?
So is it someone who kind of stays indoors most of the time?
Yeah,
And
stays indoors, doesn't work,
okay,
fucking, doesn't strive for anything.
gotcha.
But I'm trying to break the barrier, right? Like
Okay,
I want to find a way to bring in disposable income. That
okay,
way I don't have to work, and then I could just stay and neat. Cause
okay.
I fucking hate going places, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't like going to
Oh,
the
you don't like
store.
traveling, or traveling different?
Like traveling is definitely different. Like all the traveling that I have done, it's always been to some sort of big event, like some
Mm.
sort of festival
Oh
or a
yeah.
rave.
Or even a fucking quinceañera or something that's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
3 hours away.
yeah, shit like that. I fucking love going to, but doing normal day stuff,
Oh,
like doing well, no, doing laundry is like a necessity,
it's still
obviously.
painful.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks to do, but it's just one of the things that you have
hmm
to do. So like getting groceries, going to the pet store, anything typically that involves me leaving the house, I just don't like to do.
Gotcha.
Um, so I'm just a shut in. I like staying
I
inside.
like that.
It's like my safe space.
Same here. Now that you say that, um, like I have no problem since I work remote most of the time. Honestly, I'm in a chair. I wake up at 6 a.m. or yeah, 6 something, and I work like at 7:30. But anyways, I work my whole 8, 9, 10 hours, whatever, including overtime, and then I have no problem like watching TV shows on my screen afterwards, or watching YouTube, or going on Reddit.
Yeah.
and before I know it, it's like 11 p.m.
Yeah.
and I have no need to go outside. And then you kind of repeat this over like 5 days. And then it turns into the weekend, and then we have to go grocery shopping or something, or we got to go to the mall because, Gabby wants to go to the mall to buy something. But when I do go out, I always feel like, man, I just want to be home.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know why. I've been indoors
So
like the whole week, but I just want to be indoors. Like something about just being out there. I mean, it's not bad. I could do it, but I could just picture myself just inside, just watching, watching TV shows or so. But not everyone's like that.
yeah, like look, I looked it up on Urban Dictionary. So NEET, it's short for not in education, employment, or training.
Oh shit. That's what it
So
stands for.
let's see. This is a term used in the field of education. The acronym stands for not in education, employment, or training. But young people have started to use it as a term for bums/layabouts with no future.
Layabouts.
So I fall in the layabout category.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Like today, I went to Hobby Lobby, and I'm walking around with a friend, just checking out the stuff, making conversation
Yep.
with them. And like some fucking guy just starts chatting me up,
No way.
saying like, "Oh, dude, you see these jewelry boxes?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I make these all the time."
Oh my
I'm
god.
like, that's cool, man.
That's crazy,
He's like,
man.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, that's crazy, dude. And he's like, "They're real expensive here, though. I sell mine better quality for cheaper." I think he was just
He's
trying to
trying to
sell me.
sell
Yeah,
you
he's trying to
shit.
sell me shit while I'm in Hobby Lobby. I was like, "All right, man, this is cool." And then he said something about his wife. I don't know why. And I just left.
These are the people that I don't get. Someone who shares too much information,
Like, bro,
especially to a
that's
stranger.
part of the reason why I don't like going out in the first place. I have fucking random ass people trying to talk to me. I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yep,
I still go out in a mask because I don't want to show my face to anybody.
that's a good point. And also, people like especially like if I go to, let's say, what am I doing? If I'm taking an Uber, I want my Uber driver to be silent.
I don't
Like,
like it when they talk to me.
Yeah, if I'm trying to just sit in the back seat, I need to go somewhere. If I'm trying to go to work, my car needs a new tire or whatever. I'm going to work, and they're just small talk. It's just small talk is painful.
Yeah, dude. Like I remember, fucking, you guys were at Duffy's, and you hit me up to meet you there. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. I order an Uber, I get in, and on my way there, it's like, so you're going to Duffy's? I'm like, yeah. And it's like, man, the crowd's really changed there. I'm like, yeah, how so? It's like, used to be a bunch of old people. Now it's like all young. I was like, oh, that's cool, man. It's like, I wonder where they went.
Oh my god.
It's like, I don't know. Yeah, maybe they went to another bar.
Oh my god.
Like, but which one though?
That's too much.
Do you know so and so? I'm like, no, I've never been to that bar. It's like,
And then it
real
just
nice,
keeps-
that bar. Yeah, no, man. It's just like, fuck, in this fucking 10-minute Uber drive be over already?
Oh,
I mean,
and
even when I got to Duffy's, he still tried chatting me up.
oh fuck
I'm like,
no!
dude,
Like
I'm
when you're
at
trying
my
to get out the
desk-
car.
Yeah, like I'm at my desk. I'll catch you later, man.
Or like if you go to Dutch Brothers, they fucking just do small talk to a T.
Oh my god.
Like
dude,
they
I
say,
hate-
"Oh, like what are your plans for today, or what have you done? Oh, what are you doing later? Oh, what are you doing tomorrow?
fucking hate that.
Oh, like do you got school, or what do you do like for a living?" They
To be
just
honest-
talk too damn much.
Yeah, to be honest, that's why. As much as I hate Starbucks, I'd rather go to Starbucks than to go to Dutch Bros.
But they have a lot of girls. You could chat them up.
I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't care if they're a woman or not.
All right,
Like, fuck, man.
but yeah.
Maybe in the right setting, I'd talk to a woman.
We've gone to Starbucks just because we didn't want to hear the Dutch Brothers people talking
Yeah.
for so long. Because if
Yeah.
you go to Starbucks, they'll just fucking make your order, and then
Yeah.
they won't even talk to you. They'll just say, they'll repeat back your order, and then you just pay for it and you leave. But they don't do like, oh, what are you doing tomorrow, or like, what you got going on? What do you do for a living?
Yeah,
Things like that.
exactly.
That's just too much. But I bet you it's because it's common. If you go to Dutch Brothers, they all say the same thing. They all
They got,
ask
like, a
you
script.
questions. So
Yeah.
it's like a script, or like they encourage you to ask questions. So like if there was a manager there, they'll probably say like, "Oh, why didn't you ask questions if you were an employee?" Like you have to just talk to whoever you're serving coffee to.
One time I had a chick tell me that I had a cool jacket on.
Mm. Cool jacket.
That shit was so stupid.
You
was
think
like
it was
some
forced
fucking
or what?
Yeah, of course it was fucking forced.
Oh,
My
was it
jacket
here
wasn't
in
cool.
was it here in Chico?
Yeah, it was.
I remember
It was the
you were
one by the
sitting in
fucking.
yeah, you were sitting in the back and then I think they pointed to you and they said, "Oh, that's a nice jacket. I like your
Yeah, I'm
jacket."
like, thanks, I guess.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
I have a
I don't like
feeling
people talking to me.
like every time Gabby goes or I go, they always say, now that you say that, they always say they like something. Oh, I like your hat. Oh, I like your sunglasses. Oh, I like this. I like that.
I don't know what they're
I
expecting, like
mean,
me to go like, "Oh my god, fucking thank you.
yeah.
I'm gonna have the best day now because you said that to me."
I guess some people like that. I mean,
Not
if
me.
you're
It's like, don't fucking talk to me, man.
'cause
Just give me my goddamn coffee.
because we're introverted. So if we were, not that way, do you think it'd be different if we like talking to people?
I don't know, man. Like I look at, we have a cousin. His name's Steve.
Mm.
He's a social person. Now I look at him and I think, Jesus Christ, I would not want to be like him at all. Like he goes hard in with the community aspect of
he
his
does.
fucking neighborhood. Like he knows everybody.
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, I don't want to. That's just not me, dude. I don't want to fucking know my neighbors. I don't want to know their. I don't know what. I just don't want to know anything about them. I don't want to know their face. I don't want to know what they do on the weekends. I don't care.
Yep, that's how my neighbors are. They all
Here?
talk to each other. Yeah. Well, not lately because we've had a lot of new people, but
Yeah.
like let's say you rewind time like a year ago, they would all like once they got off of work, they just all talk right here in the front, like as they all see each other.
God damn.
And they say, oh, they tell everyone where they're going for vacation, things like that.
Yeah, fuck that. I don't want
Yeah.
my neighbors to know.
The less
nothing
they
about
know,
me.
the better.
Yeah, exactly.
In my eyes.
That's why I like where I live now. My neighbors just leave me alone,
Yeah.
which is good. I had that one neighbor try to talk to me, but he hasn't since. So that's good.
I think he gets the point.
Yeah, probably. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe he hates Mexicans. Whatever the reason, I don't care.
Did
As
he
long
look?
as I-
Is he the one that looked at you all weird? Or wasn't there a
Uh,
guy you?
Oh no, not that guy.
Oh,
He was,
okay.
he was a different guy. Yeah.
Man.
I still don't know what's up with that guy. He looks at me weird every time I see him.
Oh, you still see him?
Yeah, I mean sometimes I'll leave my apartment and he'll be like either entering or leaving his.
Oh man.
Yeah, and he gives me a weird look. I don't know.
Man.
Maybe he just hates my
Some
face.
neighbors are creepy.
Yeah, definitely are, man. That's why I don't want to know anybody.
But yeah, not only that, but for safety reasons, I wouldn't tell my neighbors where I'm going for vacation. Like, oh, by the way, I'm gonna be gone a week, and there's no one that's gonna be here. So,
Yeah, dude. The fuck.
like, fuck that. Especially if they know you're going far away.
Yeah.
Like when I went to Mexico, I didn't tell anyone here. I didn't even look at anyone. I didn't talk to
Yeah,
anyone.
you want to give them an excuse to rob your house.
Exactly. I didn't post it on social media. Nothing.
Yeah.
Because that's how a lot of people get caught up too. Is social media. They post what they're doing, and
I wish you did though. I wanted to know what you were doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
gotta.
understand though. I understand.
Yeah. You notice the difference though. Like before, I would post like a lot of shit, and now it's like I barely post anything.
Yeah.
But like
we have a fucking fan base, man. You gotta post. You gotta let them know about you.
I guess I should have posted on the Huevos and Weenies at least the beach or something, right?
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
on the Con Weenies page and post
But-
shit.
Yeah, I really like what we've been doing with the Huevos con Weenies stories. Like whenever we go to bars,
Yeah.
we'd go to like the famous 7-Eleven. We have what is it? Like sometimes we smoke different shit, right? We smoke Black and Milds, and then
When they have
last
'em.
time we had like some weird grape shit,
Yeah,
or
it was the
like it's like a backwoods, but it's like another brand, but it was
Uh,
like grape and
yeah. I forgot what it was called, but
yeah.
I think I mean it's like a tradition to go to 7-Eleven at the end of the night, but
Yeah.
they're always out
We're all
of
posted
Black
up.
and Milds.
Every time we go there, it's just craziness.
I think people get them before they go to the bar.
Maybe that's what we should do. But then maybe we wouldn't want to stop at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, why would we? We stop there to get smokes.
Oh,
We're not gonna
shit.
stop there if we already have the smokes.
Like last time we saw someone get into a car crash.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
And then we saw like junkies like that same day or that same night when there was a crash, there was like junkies on the parking lot, and they were like, "Oh, that's crazy,"
Oh yeah.
things like that.
Yeah, it was weird. The parking lot was empty, but then when the crash happened, everybody stopped to buy.
Yeah. Oh, that was hilarious when you were trying to calm that girl down.
Oh
And
yeah, she was freaking out and shit.
you're
Poor
like, it's
girl.
okay, it's okay.
Yeah, you know.
But then like some 50-year-old niggas try to
Yeah,
come up
that
and
was weird.
they like try to swoop them while they were vulnerable. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fucked up. They shouldn't be doing that.
They probably have a wife at home.
Probably.
Yeah.
Cheating on their wife.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Also another thing, speaking of being here in Chico, we had a great time going to shows. Now there's like no shows here.
I don't know, man. I remember when we fucking went to Macedon came to town. It's a famous metal band. My first ever metal
It
show.
was great.
And it was fucking awesome. I had a great fucking time.
Yeah.
Years were fucked after though.
They said they were gonna come back, but they didn't.
They never came back, bastards.
Not even announced anything like, oh, we'll be
Yeah.
back in 2 years, 3 years,
Nothing.
a year from now, nothing. But they said they would be back, so we'll see.
That was like 5 years ago now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hell yeah.
I remember taking like several Jameson shots with me, like in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I'd get in there feeling all good, and then you have like mosh pits now at that. Like once I'm in, I'm like feeling the full effects of the Jameson.
Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah, it was memorable.
I once went to a rave at that same venue.
Yeah.
It kind of sucked, to be honest. Like
Oh,
it wasn't really built for a rave type thing.
Oh,
But then again,
and they have a lot of them in there.
I was
There's a
like-
lot of DJs that go there.
but again, I was all the way in the front, so maybe that's why I didn't have a good
Oh.
time. I should have stayed in the back.
Mm,
I'll give another one a chance if they ever come back.
yeah.
But I don't know if this is it called the Senator Theater?
Senator, yeah, that's the Senator.
The Senator.
There's the Senator, and then there's
Theater.
another one that looks
So-
exactly like it.
Okay.
Senator is the one that we went to.
Senator Theater. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna have events again. Because
Man, how are they surviving?
An issue during the pandemic where I don't think they could afford the rent anymore. They
Yeah,
possibly
you
had
still
to
got
shut
to pay
down.
for the building.
Oh, dude, look at this! Fucking Riot 10 is coming to the Senator Theater. It's a fucking rave, dude.
When?
You want to go? November 11th.
Fuck yeah.
Hell
Let's do
yeah.
it. Hey, we're gonna post that shit on the Huevos con Weenie stories. We're gonna
Hell
do
yeah.
the pregame. We'll be in the parking lot.
Pre-game in the parking lot. That's what's up, dude. Let's see. Who else they have? Phoenix Flexin. I
They
don't know
do
who the
have a
fuck
lot
that
of
is.
they have a lot of DJs because Sam, he always sends me like DJs that are coming. Does he
Specifically to the
secretly
Sen-
want me to invite him? Like,
Maybe,
I don't know.
Yeah.
He always sends it to me,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Maybe he's just trying to get you into it to go into raves.
Yeah,
That's the part of the reason why I miss the Bay Area.
they
'cause
have a lot of
they
raves
have
over there.
raves every weekend. They have
Yeah.
a rave club
Big
down
cities
there.
in general, I would
Shout
imagine.
out to the DNA Lounge in San Francisco.
Oh shit,
I fucking love that place.
that's awesome.
They have the best. They have the best. Nah, they have a pretty good DJs. I'll say that.
Like, is the atmosphere pretty good?
Atmosphere is dope. They have a pizza place connected to the venue.
No way. Oh,
Yeah. So once you're in, you could go to the side. You can get pizza, and then you can go back in. It's pretty fucking dope.
yeah. San Francisco has I went to a few spots in San Francisco. The latest one was, I saw. I guess he would be like an underground, pretty much like an underground artist, but it's very experimental. It was Lapalux, and it was like it's electronic music, but it was like very intimate. They had pretty fucking awesome drinks there, and like the only thing is being in a small spot with hella people. Like as soon as you hit the door, you feel like a heat wave from all the people, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Shit
oh
gets fucking
shit.
hot in
I had
there.
a sweater because it's San Francisco, and
Yeah.
it was like 11 p.m. at that point.
Yeah.
But once I stepped in, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta
You
take
gotta
my
ta- yeah,
sweater.
you gotta take it off.
That shit just feels hella hot. But yeah, it's the Rickshaw stop in San Francisco, and they even have customized drinks for the artists that are actually gonna be there. So they had like a special Lapalux drink there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was like neon lights in the like the bar area with like custom drinks and stuff for the artists, and there's just like so many people there. But San Francisco has like a nice vibe to it. I really love it.
Hell yeah, it's fucking dope.
Yep. And yeah, San Francisco, do you get like a feeling when you get to San Francisco? It's a little different being in San Francisco.
The vibe there
the
is different.
vibe is
Yeah.
different. Like I don't feel that anywhere else really. I mean,
So open, you know.
every city has a vibe, but when I go to San Francisco, it's always a little different. But maybe it's because I know it's the history of it or like the specialness of it. I don't know.
Possibly. I
Mhm.
mean, San Francisco, even going back to the 90s, it was just like a wild place.
Just
you know what I
iconic
mean?
place. Yep.
Yeah, it's where all the gays went,
Yep.
all the fucking
Just
hippies
has so
during
many
the Vietnam War.
so much history.
$18 for a ticket for a Riot 10.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty.
You could buy it
fucking-
now?
You can, yeah,
Okay.
but it might be whack because it's all ages. Just letting you know that right
But then
now.
again, there's not that many kids here, right? I mean, there's college kids, but
high school kids.
mm.
I don't know. Man.
Oh fuck, you're right.
Me personally, I don't like going to events that are all ages. It's just fucking
It's-
weird.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
because is it usually more younger people, like kids, if it's like all ages?
Like there are some there. Yeah.
Mm. It's
And
not the same.
I don't know. Yeah. It's definitely not the same.
Yeah, a
And
lot of the shows we go to is basically like 18
21,
and over,
yeah.
21 and over, not 18 and older.
21,
21 and
20
under.
21 and up.
Yeah.
Those are the events that I
'Cause
fucking
there's
love
bars.
to go to. Yeah, exactly.
So does that mean there's not gonna be any drinks there?
There's
you
probably
think?
gonna be like a cutoff section. So
Oh,
like only
fuck that.
21-year-olds past a certain point
Mm.
where we have to stay and drink our drinks. Like we can't
In an
just take it
isolated
out.
area.
Yeah.
Ah,
Shit fucking sucks, bro. Stupid ass kids.
damn.
But you know, they're probably just trying to recoup as much money as they can.
Oh yeah, I would
So-
imagine, especially now.
Can't help
So
it.
maybe that's why it's all ages right now, because they just want everyone to come.
Yeah.
To
Which,
make up
you know,
the.
so might be whack, might be cool.
Mm.
I don't know.
Well, that's something to think about.
All I know is that I'm not gonna be hitting up anybody there. You ain't gonna fucking catch me with a case.
Yeah.
You gotta
Well-
be careful, man. These days, they're like fucking 15-year-olds that look like they're over
Oh,
21.
like EDC. I saw this. There was like a girl there next to us, and she looked like a woman basically.
Yeah.
And she said she was 16, but then there was like this older dude like was trying to get behind her and stuff, and that's who she came with. Like that
Oh,
nigga was
fuck.
like 36, 38, maybe even 40. And then at the end of the night, he had her like up on top, you know, like when
Yeah.
you're on a show and there's
Yeah.
women on
Put
top
'em
of the
on her
guy's
shoulders,
shoulders.
yeah.
Yeah. Just so she could get a good view. But I mean, I wasn't gonna say shit at that time. Like,
Of course,
like,
man.
she came with them.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what I do, thered be nothing for me to stop them going home together or
Yeah,
whatever. I don't
exactly.
know. But yeah, she started making out with them and stuff. But that was pretty sick. Pretty sick. But yeah, don't let your I don't know.
Dudes are disgusting.
Don't let
yeah.
your daughter go to these.
Fucking
See, that sounds
pedophile.
bad, right? Don't let your daughter go to these events.
I mean,
but
dude,
you gotta
no,
raise a
you-
good
you
daughter.
fucking- no, you shouldn't be allowing your daughter to go to these events. If she's over 18, then fucking let her do it. I mean, at
Yeah.
that point, you gotta let her do what she's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
do. You know,
Otherwise,
you can't-
it'll be
you can't fucking
worse.
Stop her. But if she's like 16 and going to an event like this and making out with 36-year-olds, fuck no, dude, you failed at your job
Yeah.
being a parent.
Hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's why. Yeah, that's just I don't know. Kids don't belong in those events.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. Because
Yeah.
you know, there's fucking.
I
There's
mean,
alcohol,
it gets pretty
there's
wild.
drugs. I mean, there's creepy ass dudes. I've been to a lot of raves. I've seen it.
Yep.
There are dudes that go to raves specifically just to creep on girls.
Yes.
And it's gross, man.
These niggas need to get a life.
These girls are just trying to have a good time. And we're all just trying to have a good time. You know, and
Mhm.
fucking dudes take advantage of that.
But yeah, they ruin it for everyone.
Yeah.
Or like that's why a lot of women are so hesitant to, like, in rock shows, like stage diving. That's something everyone should have a right to do, right? If a guy could
They
do it.
should, yeah.
I mean, they're
but
just having fun to their favorite band. They're But then you see a lot of instances where girls have tried that, and then guys are
They
just
end up
fucking
getting
creepies. They get their ass touched. Granted,
start groping the
sometimes you have no
girls.
choice. If they land on you, you have to touch their ass. But that's just to hold them up. But these guys are like feeling on them, you know?
Yeah, it's just fucked
And
up, man.
yeah, that's fucked up. That's something I never agreed with. Like, why would you ruin it? Like, you make guys that's like
Make the rest
a
of us
gender
guys look
bad.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah. So, you know, if someone wants to have fun and stage dive, they should have the right to do it, and you shouldn't be a fucking creeper and touching on, you know, their body parts. Just fucking, you know, they're a fucking metalhead, or they're I don't know, do they do it on raving too? Like in raves, or do they do stage diving,
no,
or no, they don't do it at all.
or no, I'm gonna have to say no. Yeah,
But that's just the classic thing you do, you know, you're a
at
fan.
metal shows,
and,
yeah, you know, stage dive.
yeah, stage
It's
dive.
fucking cool.
But
You
there's
just can't do it as a woman.
yeah. There's a lot of videos of bands who actually stick up for these people too. Like, I don't know what specific bands, but I remember seeing
I've seen
YouTube
it before.
videos.
The famous one of Kurt Cobain calling out
Oh yeah,
some dude at a Nirvana show.
yeah,
You know, he hit him in the head with his guitar.
yeah.
Fuck.
And you have an obligation. You're the artist. You want to make sure all your
Everybody's
fans
having a
are.
good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I see one fan ruining it for the rest of, you know, the people, then you gotta call it out.
Yeah, of
Just
course.
simple as that.
That behavior isn't gonna fly.
Exactly.
You dudes who are creepers.
Creeper dudes. And there's a fine line. I mean, how did they get to the creeper status? Like, they must have just been they must have had a fucked up childhood and things like that.
Maybe not even that.
Or
man.
not
Like,
even that.
just
They could have been
taking-
normal and just antisocial.
Maybe
or
just they took advantage one time and now they just keep doing it. you
yeah.
know? It's fucked
It's like
up.
an addiction. And then before you know it, they're just going to all these shows and trying to get
Trying
the
to
same.
do the same thing.
Yeah.
Fucking weirdos.
Fuck.
I don't know, man.
Mm.
I don't know how anybody could be like that and be comfortable with themselves.
I know.
Like me, I like to. Well, I don't like to think I'm a degenerate, but you
There's
know,
levels to this shit.
I'm a free spirit, you know.
Yeah.
I'm down to have some fun with some chick who wants
Yeah.
to have fun.
As long as it's
I would
consensual.
never-
The
yeah,
key word's
like,
consensual.
I would never. That creeping shit. I can't. That's not me, man.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I need a mutual agreement.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, you want me to touch you? You want to touch me? All right, let's.
You
cool,
gotta
that's
earn
cool,
it.
Let's go. You know.
We gotta earn it.
I'm not just gonna fucking walk up to a random ass woman and start grabbing on her ass. It's fucking
Yeah.
weird, man.
Exactly.
I don't want to touch.
There'd be no
anybody
pleasure
that
in
doesn't
it.
want to. That doesn't want to be touched.
There'd be no pleasure in it. Fuck. Well, shit.
This took a dark turn.
I gotta take a piss if that's all right. But we're 47 minutes in.
Yeah, just keep it
All right.
rolling. I'll cut it.
All right. So, anyways, if you're a creeper and you're
Mm-hmm.
listening to this, then fuck you.
Yeah,
Stop listening.
you piece of shit. We don't want you listening to our show.
Because honestly, I don't know, like, there's a very fine line by being a guy. Because sometimes it's not as easy for us to get women or to talk to women. And sometimes with that, we get desperate. And for some guys, we just had to, you know, jerk off a little more. But then we let it out. But to the guys, there's some guys who just take it to an extreme. Like they really want to live out that moment, but they don't have the social skills to talk to women and get their numbers and then, you know, have a relationship or whatever.
I can't really get into the mind of that kind of guy, because you know, to me, they just seem like
Yeah.
creepy, desperate assholes.
Yeah, but how do they get
But
there? That's the question. That's what
think
I'm
just,
trying to
like,
figure out.
It probably started in high school. Like that's where the seed was planted, right? They were probably ugly in high school,
Yeah.
but they never like changed anything about themselves.
Exactly.
So they stayed ugly,
Yeah.
and
And then no
Uh,
social skills at that point. No one talks to them.
no social skills, has a hard time even talking to women.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, come on, man. Like talking to women isn't that fucking hard. You don't. It's not like that's another thing. They probably have it like they have women on like these pedestals.
That's
right?
what I was gonna say.
Like
I was-
these imaginary pedestals that the women probably don't deserve to be on. Because I mean, you know, we're all regular people. Like some,
Mhm.
I've said it before on the podcast. Some women are fucking boring. You know, they're probably not even chicks that even want to talk to.
Yeah.
And so they already have like this high expectation of how they should treat these women,
Mm-hmm.
and they try to like go above and beyond to treat them a certain way, and maybe they don't like it because some women just don't like dudes who are at their beck and call. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
Which
Because that's boring. Like, why would you
Yeah.
want that even as a woman? Or if you're a
Even
dude
as a
and then
dude,
there's
like,
this girl who's hella desperate, I mean,
just like always agreeing with whatever you say.
yeah,
Like,
that's
no
not
combative nature, nothing to bounce ideas off of.
exactly.
That just sounds boring to
So,
me.
and then what becomes of that? Um,
They
they a
probably
lot of the
visit.
times they get bitter because they get rejected.
They get bitter. Yeah,
They turn into
rejected.
incels, and then they actually think women are whores. Like that's how they'll think, and they think that, oh, they deserve this because
They treat them so
they,
nicely.
yeah, like I'm treating them nice, but why am I not getting, sex in return? But that's the thing, is that you're not obligated to their bodies, basically.
Yeah.
It's like that's not how it works. And
Then
and
they
then
visit.
also as a man, and there's if you're a man and then you have a girl or female, uh basically trying to be with you, who would you rather pick? Someone who's desperate to be with you as a dude. You get a girl who's a female who's desperate to be with you. At any point you could just say, hey, come over, and she'll come over. Or a girl who's a little hard to get, but if you tried hard enough you could get her. Which one would you rather pick? Someone
Mm,
who's a little harder to get, but that's cool to you, but
son of
or
a
would
bitch.
you rather
We were
get with
talking
the
about
girl?
this off the podcast too. You fucking asshole. I didn't expect you to bring this up.
No, I didn't bring it up because of that. I'm just naturally.
But you still brought it up. All right.
It's tough.
I mean, which one has like? I would have to say which one has better chemistry. To be honest.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of factors.
It's a
I
big,
mean, this is
big
hypothetical.
factor.
It's just
it's like
on paper. This is just straight up on paper.
one that's desperate to be with me, or one that's hard to get.
Yeah, but that
Um,
you also like you want to get with this girl.
Do I like the desperate one?
Fuck, that's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't like the
It all depends, huh?
if I don't like the desperate one, then I'm gonna go towards the person that I like.
Okay, let's say you like both of them.
Okay. Then I don't know. That's kind of a hard choice, to be honest.
Yep. I think the difference is like
I kind of feel like the one that's harder to get, I might like more.
yeah,
To be
because
honest.
it's just, I don't know. As guys, we like to earn things, right? We like to work and then get the reward.
I guess so. Yeah.
I think,
Down to,
especially in Mexican culture, we
down to
basically
biology.
we expect to do something and then get something in return. Like we work, we have a roof over our heads.
Yeah.
You work out a relationship, you get kids, and you get a family, roof over your head. There's always something that comes with it. But this is the dangerous part, is as a guy or female, this could apply to both, but we have experience just being guys, obviously. Like if you have a girl that just says yes all the time, then there's a danger in basically there's a danger of maybe having an inflated ego as a guy, or
Yeah.
making decisions, but you need someone to tell you, oh, that's not the right decision. So I know there's been many times where I've made a decision, or I've thought something, and I just had like this vision in my head where, oh, things are really easy. This is how it's gonna go. But then I have someone here to kind of pop my balloon. I start inflating in my head this
Yeah.
grand idea.
Your
But
wife
then,
brings you down to the
yeah,
ground.
like
Yeah.
in a realistic level, because sometimes I'm just very extreme. This is how it's gonna go, but it never ends up working that way. But
Yeah.
sometimes you need someone who is there to combat that, or to give the other side of that perspective.
I feel like the one that's desperate to be with me, I might get bored of that pretty
Yeah,
fast.
and they'll say yes to everything you do. Like, oh,
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
you have any idea? They'll say yes. But then what if it's a bad idea? Then they're just going to fall off the bridge with you. But if they could prevent you from falling off the bridge, even though you were headed in that trajectory, if you just had someone who said yes, let's go that direction.
Yeah, because there's a difference between being supportive and just saying yes just to say yes, right?
Exactly.
And you don't want to. I can't see myself being with somebody who just says yes to everything.
Yep. But also, most of my life, just having people who, like Gabby, she's a very strong character. She
Yeah,
tells me when I'm wrong.
yeah,
I can't say that I've ever had I can't say that at certain points I want to know what the other side feels like. Like what if I did have a chick who just says yes whenever?
yes to everything.
But
I mean, I think
then
we've had that conversation. Like, what would your second wife be? You
yeah,
know, she
exactly.
probably would be that girl
She
who
would
just
be.
says yes to everything.
It's funny.
Just so you can experience what it's like.
Exactly. But I know it wouldn't work out in the end because it's either I'm a really fucking good thinker, like I never make mistakes. That's the only way that would work out.
Yeah, which we know you're not.
It'd be fun for like the first
I mean, of
two,
course,
three
dude.
months.
That chick's fun. The one that says yes to everything.
Yeah,
She's fun. But
exactly.
is that somebody you want to be with? Probably not.
Probably not.
And that just has to do with your character.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody does want to be with that chick.
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
know it's not me.
Yep.
Or you, for that matter.
Or that chick settles down and she gets with someone who she doesn't necessarily like, and then she's not obsessed with him. And then the guy tells her to do something and she won't do it.
I mean, we all settle to a degree, right?
Let's see. Yeah, to
I
a
mean,
degree.
there's no such thing as like the perfect partner.
Mm-mm.
There's downsides to
There's
everybody.
I mean, there's no perfection. There's not
Yeah.
the perfect partner.
Of course.
But there's the best fitting partner. Like
That's a good way to say it.
the person to fit the best at that moment, or even in a certain span.
Yeah.
Like if you're thinking a lifetime, you want to marry someone, there's the best partner that would be fitting for you in at least a 10. I don't know. It's so weird to say because
yeah, 'cause
everything changes. Like someone could
we
change.
grow up.
Yeah, we
our
grow up.
Ideas change.
It's hard to say. I can't even say that,
You
but
may not have married the person that they once were.
exactly. And that happens, like we change like every year, every 2 years. Like we're always changing.
Yeah.
If I was me right now and I got with my wife,
Back
like
then?
let's say my wife stays unchanged. She's how she is now and I was my younger self. There's no way that would work.
Yeah.
Because it would be incompatible. Sometimes people grow together and things change. People grow together or people grow apart from each other.
Yeah.
So luckily for me, we grew together and it's been better than it's ever been. And you saw the turmoil in our.
Yeah, I was I was there.
It
during
was
the hard
not
times.
only was it awkward for you, but I
Yeah.
apologize for everything.
That's all
But
good, man.
there was arguments and everything, and it was chaotic.
Yeah.
But luckily it worked out in the end for me, and I can't even say this is the end, but it's working up to this moment where I feel it's been worth it so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah, 'cause you guys, you and your wife, you guys talk in like a realistic sense.
Yep.
And when you guys talk about the future and you say, we don't know if we'll stay married then. It like breaks my heart a little bit because I don't want to think about that.
But to us, we're all happy. Like,
yeah,
we
you're like,
don't-
yeah, maybe we'll work out, maybe we won't. And I'm just like, dude, what are you talking about, man? It's like you shouldn't be thinking that at all.
and we've come close too. Like, there's been like up to.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, like even recently, like I told you, remember?
Yeah.
But that didn't end up happening.
Good. I was happy when you told me it didn't happen.
But that's
that's
life. That's our chemistry.
Yeah.
That's our.
Yeah, I'm a different character.
Yeah.
Compared to you guys. Like,
So
I don't know.
speaking to JTheCreator, like what are you looking for in the next 5-year period? Like in terms of where you want to be, and do you want a relationship? And let's start there. Like what do you picture for yourself in terms of like where you want to be on a financial level? And then
Okay.
also like do you want a relationship?
Okay. So next 5 years, I would like to be living in Vegas, just to change the pace,
Yeah.
see what it's like, man.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I want to be financially stable. I highly doubt that I'm gonna be able to live the neat lifestyle in the next 5 years. Um, that's more of like a 10-year plan.
Yep.
Relationship. I mean, of course, I would like to be in a relationship. Because I'll be 31. Jesus,
Oh shit.
5 years I'll be 31, man.
That sounds
Like
crazy to say.
you can only have fun for so long. You know what I mean? Before you settle down, I guess. Like right now, I don't want to get married. I just want to have fun. But and just recently, right? I had a birthday.
Yep.
Just like on that birthday, you start to reflect a lot about,
Oh,
what
definitely.
you've done in the past year. I haven't done much that I've wanted to do, which, sucks.
Can I ask
But
what did you want to do?
um it's kind of embarrassing,
Or
but
if it's private, then
just
just don't
no,
say
it's
it.
just like small goals, like wanted to stream more,
Oh,
have a
that's
more
that's
online
respectable.
presence, shit like that.
And we know
Um
what we have to do. Like,
yeah.
first of all, we have ideas for hitting the streets, right? That'd
Yeah.
be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of prospect in that. So that's realistic.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
Um I would like to be in a relationship, but I'm letting the audience know that it I'm just a difficult person to deal with. I honestly think it's gonna take like a special person to want to be with me, because like let's say, I don't know, they make plans and they want me to go with them to like their friend's wedding.
Oh yeah.
That sounds fucking terrible to me. I don't want to do that.
Imagine if it
But
was a vegan wedding.
oh god. But like, as a boyfriend, you have to do shit that you don't want to do.
Exactly.
And I don't know,
There's a middle ground.
I'm just not at the point where I'm gonna do shit that I don't want to do.
That's the
Like,
thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I cut you off again. Let's go.
no, remember that thought. I yeah, right now I just, if people invite me to shit, I just say I'll think about it.
Yeah.
But I already know that I'm not gonna go
Yeah.
because that sounds fucking terrible. Like today, like today, I was supposed to go to one of our cousins' birthday parties,
Mhm.
but I mean it's like a 2.5 hour drive just
It's
to get
tough.
there. Oh no, actually 3 hours, because they
And
live
then you got to come back.
30 minutes away, and then I got to come back, and that just it takes up too much time, and I can already picture myself exhausted. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do the drive. I don't want to meet people. Right now, I don't want to see anybody. You're
Yeah.
the only family member that I see.
Well, I
And
appreciate
that's
that, man.
because
I like seeing you.
yeah, and that's because I want to see you. But other family members, I just don't want to see right now. I don't want to deal with people. I don't want to talk to people. Hey, what you doing? Nothing. Do you have a job? No.
It's because all those questions come along with it, right? It's
Yeah.
like there's.
I mean, even I have to see my mom,
Mhm.
and even then, it's like not necessarily a chore, but it's like kind of bothersome because she does ask those questions of, what am I doing
Yeah,
in
you
my
know that's
life?
coming.
And yeah, like I had a call earlier this week where she called me up and said, what's up? What's up with finding work? I'm like, oh, I'm looking, but I'm really not.
Yeah.
And then she just started railing into me, man. Like, you got to get back out there. The world doesn't stop. The fucking, you got to just keep moving
Dang,
forward.
that's what my mom said to me back in the day.
Yeah, and it's like I get where she's coming from. She's a mother.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to worry. I mean, out of the 3 kids, she worries about me the most because she knows that I haven't necessarily found my place in life. I mean, my brother, he's doing much better than me. He he graduated from trucking school. He's gonna start.
Oh shit, he's gonna
driving.
be a driver.
Yeah, he's gonna be a truck driver.
Oh shit.
And
They make a lot of money.
that's why he's doing it. And that's one of the reasons why I was so envious of my brother, or not envious, more like I forgot what the word was,
I think it is well,
or it might be envious.
envious, because if you were jealous, it'd be the same thing, only you wanted like malicious intent
Oh
for
no,
him.
no,
But
yeah, but
envious is like, yeah, you want that, but there's no malicious intent behind it.
gotcha. Okay, yeah. So I'm really envious of my brother because ever since he graduated high school, he's always been about money.
Mm.
It's so weird. Like he got a job being a mover, and he
Moving's
just like
tough.
just worked his ass off.
I have a
Just
feeling he's gonna be like a
he just
driver, like a mover driver, like
I
one.
have no doubt in my mind that my brother is going to be something big
Yeah,
because it's just something about money. He just loves money.
yeah,
And me personally, I don't love money.
yeah.
Like money is nice to have, obviously, but to me, it's just paper. Like
Exactly.
I don't care about money.
But where there's a pro, there's a con. Like, I think you're, as much as you don't like humans, I think you have a very human aspect to yourself. Like, because you don't like money, there's something human inside of you that's saying, oh, that's money is not everything, right? So there's a human aspect in you basically putting money aside, right? Money's important, but it's
Yeah,
not the whole thing. Although, like I said, it's not like you like people, but you very much enjoy the human aspect of being a human, right? You like to do the things that you enjoy. People who have money, like if you're a doctor, you have a lot of fucking money, but I don't envy you.
at what
You're
cost,
working
man?
like 80
Yeah,
80 hours a week, and then you never get to enjoy your money. Yeah, you have money, but I rather have what I have now. I rather stay where I'm at right now for the rest of my life and not be a doctor,
yeah,
because the times that I do enjoy don't even involve money. Like money's nice, but I the enjoyments of just being human or hanging out with, my best cousin right here. Like I rather take that than just being away from my family or my cousin or my everything else. I rather have my time to myself and enjoy life the way I like it than just having money and then never enjoying it. So I think there's a very human side of you, but it's very unconventional.
I would, yeah, I'd
So
probably
that's
say so. I think that describes me perfectly, man. Like I definitely prioritize my happiness over money. That's
yeah,
for sure. Cause like I'm pretty far into the tech industry, right, with my career,
yeah.
and I've had chances to move up higher, but
Yeah.
I don't
Who
really
the
want to
fuck
because
wants to get into management or
it
supervisor
doesn't.
role?
Yeah, it just doesn't make me happy.
Yeah.
And like I've said earlier, ever since I was 14, I was always looking for that happiness,
Mhm.
and I finally found it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But now I have to figure out a way to permanently keep it.
Exactly.
And yeah, so my brother's doing his trucking thing. My sister, she's young, she's still in high school, but
Lot to learn
she's
still.
doing well for the most part. Yeah, lots of learning. She's doing up there. She's doing really good with the grades and
That's
stuff.
good.
So my mom doesn't necessarily have to worry about her at the moment. Um, but yeah, I would probably say like I'm the trouble child of the three of us. Um, because of that reason, because I prioritize my happiness over money, and I feel like Mexican parents, they just don't understand
Oh,
that concept. You know what I mean?
sometimes that's incompatible.
It's yeah, I mean it's understandable because I'm third generation Mexican,
Mhm.
being, or actually technically I'm second generation Mexican, being born here in the U.S. Right, my mom was born here, and then her mom, my grandma, she came over here from Mexico.
Oh yeah.
Um, so it trickle it that way of thinking just trickles down.
Yeah.
It's obviously stopped at me
Yeah.
because I'm out here doing my own thing, but they just can't wrap their heads around wanting to just be happy.
Damn.
My mom tries to understand. I feel like she really does, but at the end of it all, it always just comes down to, like, where's your money coming from?
Yeah. Because
Could you be doing more?
I don't think she's had that creative side. Like,
Oh, she definitely hasn't. No, I mean,
yeah.
she had me when she was pretty young. She was 17 when
So
she had me.
so someone who has never went on a creative venture, I don't know if they would necessarily understand.
I mean, they weren't allowed to. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
There was
'Cause,
no time to do that.
we didn't grow up rich. We grew up poor,
Yeah.
and only now were we able to get to a state of middle class
Yeah.
in this country, which is good. We're making
Yeah.
progress. But
Now that yeah. That's crazy. Um, like, could you imagine? Like, to them, they're they're giving the best of their knowledge, like how you should live. Like, is there a chance that we may grow older and let's say we do have kids? You know, most likely I'm not, so I don't know
Yeah.
about you, but you say you don't want kids either. But let's say we did have kids and we grow up like we think we're right. So our kids will grow up and then there's going to be this new thing that comes out, or there's going to be a new way of living,
Yeah.
and then we're going to be like, I don't know, it's going to feel uncomfortable, right? Because
I mean, I've thought about it, and I
yeah.
would definitely give my kids a more creative aspect to life
Hmm.
than how I was raised.
But what if there was a different thing than being creative? What if it wasn't even, I don't know, like, it's this creative thing seems pretty new, like especially since the internet came out.
Yeah.
There's more opportunities to be creative. But what if we grow old and we have kids, and then there's something other than being creative? There's just another way of just making money and making a living. I don't know. Like, creative is what's happening now, but there may be something else in the future
I
that.
mean, I'm sure it's already happened with like, the age of the internet, right?
Mhm.
Fucking Jeff Bezos, he started selling books online,
Oh
which at the
yes,
time was like, what?
it was
Why do you
crazy,
just go
right?
to a
At the
store and
time.
buy it? Yeah. It was a crazy idea at the time, but now it's one of the most richest companies in the world.
And he wants to go to the fucking. He wants to go to space now.
He already went to space.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, he just
Okay.
came back recently.
He
Yeah.
just came back.
Yeah.
All right.
No lie.
Oh, he wants. They're also pushing to have contracts with the government too, just like SpaceX has. And they're actually offering the government a discount of $2 billion if they choose them over SpaceX.
Oh
basically.
shit.
But
Not gonna lie, that's
SpaceX
kind
has
of
I mean, SpaceX has a track record though, but the.
I mean, Jeff Bezos, his company is still pretty new. I mean, they did have a successful
Mhm.
space launch,
Mhm.
but to
But
commercialize it for regular people like us to
yeah,
go up to space, I don't know how that's gonna work necessarily.
yeah, and then SpaceX had a load of problems. Not even at the beginning, but even as recent as like what 3-4 years ago, where um they were having issues actually getting their space objects into space, right? They just ended up fucking up, or then there's ones that actually reverse and come back and then land back to where they launched. I know recently they were successful many
Okay.
times, but there was a lot of times where a SpaceX, um, what are they? They're not. They're not spaceships. I mean, they're rockets. I guess
I get
rockets,
rocket
like
ships.
rockets will just it'd be unsuccessful. But now they've been on a streak where they're killing it now.
I mean, I think with anything, when you start doing experiments, you're gonna have
Mhm.
shit that fails.
But why
That's when
would the
you
government choose the Jeff Bezos company over SpaceX now that they've kind of nailed it now? Even
mm,
if Jeff Bezos company
gives them a better
gives
rate.
them a better rate because they don't have the track record that SpaceX has.
I don't know, man, but that kind of goes with the saying, the famous saying from Silicon Valley. It doesn't matter whose idea it was first. What matters is who did it better.
Perfect example.
Yeah,
Yeah, and if you guys haven't watched Silicon Valley, oh my god, see
definitely
that
watch it.
show.
Yeah,
That show is fucking
yeah.
amazing. We stayed up until 7 in the morning, even after we watched the whole series. We stayed up until 7 in the morning. This was like 3 months ago, 4 months
It was a
ago.
while ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, dude, that's
We
it.
we
It's
stayed
just a
up
good
till
show.
7 a.m.
Yeah,
just watching that show, and it's fucking amazing to this day.
hell yeah.
It's a HBO show, so
Check it out if you
check
haven't.
it out.
We got off track there for a little bit.
All right, what do we got?
Something I was talking about how my mom sees me as a problem child
Oh, let's get into
because
that.
I'm so free. I forgot what I was saying before though.
I think we
And then
discussed that.
you had a thought that you were
Yeah,
gonna
I
say about
discussed
it.
it.
What was it?
The thought was that no, I had the thought when let me see. When I said I had a thought, it or when I was talking over you, it was over the thought of
That
the
creative way
female.
to
No, it was even before that. It was the when you have a female that says yes all the time.
Oh, okay.
And that's when I gave my thought after you spoke.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Let's see. Um, I don't like to see people. I was supposed to see our cousins, but I didn't because it's fucking exhausting. Uh, Damn, I don't know. Maybe we covered all the bases.
I think
Mother
we
sees
did.
me as a problem child. Probably. I don't know. Railed into me about getting a job.
But yeah, it's crazy how those moments where your parents talk to you, it kind of uh stays with you, because I know I've discussed this on the podcast, but just like you, I there was a point in time where I did quit my job and I was
Yeah.
at home and I was living my best life, dude. Like I would hang out with friends, or because that's what I like doing at the time, and just make music. You know how I used to make music, and I would just be on my computer all day, just downloading music and
Yeah.
everything. And there was mornings where my mom would just talk to me and just say the same things, like like the world is still turning while you're asleep. The world is still
Yeah.
going, and you're
Like
doing nothing.
I don't want to say that it brings me down to ground level because it doesn't. What it
Yeah,
does is it makes me feel like shit.
yeah,
Like what I'm doing is wasting my time, even though like I'm super happy doing it.
yeah.
Like
I think they're just concerned that when they're gone, you'll still be doing nothing, and they can't help you in
they
any
can't
way.
handle it. Maybe like growing up, I didn't have the best relationship with my mom, and I can see now that she's trying real hard to make up that time,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
it's hard to
I
repair, right? Or it's hard to.
I feel like that I completely understand that I'm never gonna get that time back, and that it's just
Damn,
in the past.
that's very mature.
Like I mean, same issue with my dad. Like
Trying to make
he's
up for it,
he's not
right? Your
he's
dad
not
calls
gonna.
you.
I mean, he calls me when it's convenient to him.
Mm,
He doesn't. I mean, he called me like a couple days after my birthday, and then he said he was gonna call me sometime soon, and he hasn't called me since. And we're in
damn.
August now.
Oh shit.
I honestly, I just feel like my dad only calls me when it's convenient to him, so he could feel like he's actually
He's
there when
doing
he's not.
something
Yeah,
or something, right?
that's another issue I have with my mom because she'll tell me to. My mom tries her best to stay neutral when it comes to my dad. Like she doesn't talk bad about him.
Yeah.
She doesn't, you know,
She doesn't
none of
try to
that.
sway you or
Yeah,
anything, right?
exactly. She doesn't try any of that. But at the same time, she tells me like, to give him a chance to get to know him better and shit like that.
Mm.
And I've tried in the past. I would call him every week. Just
Does he ever try to meet up with you? Like,
he does, but it's more like, when are you coming to town? Let me
um,
know when you come to town.
mm.
Yeah.
It'd be different if he really, like, I don't know if,
It feels like,
like, do
hey,
you mind if
I
I
have a
speak on this? I know that's pretty
just
sensitive.
ask. Yeah, it's fine.
Like I feel, I think it'd be different if he actually said like, oh, like I really want to spend time with you. Can we, try to meet up at some point, like whenever it's convenient for you. Like I'll make time to be there for you during this
Yeah.
period of time. It's different than saying, "Oh, when are you coming to town?" or someone, like a family member has health issues and something's like happened, are you going to be there?
Yeah.
Like, but when someone says, "Oh, like let's spend time together. We'll take days off during this time and I'll do my best to spend time with you, or not even do my best. I will spend
Yeah.
time with you during these days."
So I mean, he has said something similar to that, but never that definite.
I
So
think it has to
like,
be definite. Like I want to,
yeah.
right?
So I don't really get that feeling from him, but
But then how was his dad like? Like, did he have a father? Because
he
some people
did.
don't have the example.
So like he has like he has like a fucked up example, because he said, from the little he has talked about his dad to me, because his dad died.
Yeah,
And he told me that his dad was like always gone.
yeah.
um I don't know why. He didn't tell me why,
Mm,
but he says, I remember once he like called me drunk, like just to complain to me.
mm,
It's like, when I was your age, I was always, like looking for my dad, You know, like, Dad, where are you? Dad, where are you? How come you're not like that?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, because he hasn't been uh, that much involved in my life. Like, I guess I just learned at a young age, like, I don't fucking
Shit.
need you, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, my life's gonna continue whether you're here or not.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the reason why I brought up my mom in that conversation is because she you know, she'll tell me to reach out to him more, to, you know, give him a chance. And when she says shit like that, it gives me hope that he'll change.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know.
It takes
Realistically, I don't think he's gonna
it
change.
takes initiative on their part.
Yeah, like, I mean, fuck, man. There's only so much I can do.
Yeah.
It's like,
But that's the thing is that I ever since Gabby told me stories about her parents is that they had pretty shitty parents. Like you met Gabby's dad.
yeah,
I don't know if you met her mom, but they both
I saw her
had
briefly.
parents that are pretty, you know, they're not there. They weren't there.
Yeah,
So her dad had a big problem, you know, communicating with her. Um, so he had very unconventional ways of kind of dealing with stuff, especially when she got older, like 18. Like he'd have no problem kicking them out and never talking to them again. Um, but like his dad, he was nowhere to be found. I don't even know if he knows his dad,
gotcha.
Gabby's dad. And then Gabby's mom, she has her mom who's still living to this day, but she lives in Texas. But she never calls Gabby's mom at all. So it's like Gabby's grandma never calls Gabby. She never calls Gabby's mom, the daughter, right?
Jeez.
Yeah. And then um Gabby's Gabby has aunts. They're living in Stockton that never communicate with the mom or anyone else.
Never see him.
No, but the grandma does visit them, but she doesn't visit
That's fucked.
Gabby's mom at all. And then when she does, she's like, "Oh, I bought tamales. I'm here in Stockton, and I'm gonna drop off tamales." And she leaves them at the front door, and then just goes back to Texas.
That's so weird. Fuck. As much as I complain about my mom on this podcast, I fucking love my mom.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny because recently I went the last time I saw my mom, it was the weekend after my birthday, and she had a moment where she apologized to me.
Oh fuck.
I was just there at the table, and she
You didn't even expect that, huh?
no, I didn't. She came up to me and she hugged me and she said, you know, like, I'm sorry for everything I did to you when you were little.
Fuck.
I was like, no, you know, I was taken aback. I was like,
That was important.
don't worry, mom. Like, you know, it made me choke up a little bit. I was like,
Oh,
you're
definitely.
you're the only parent I have, you know, because my dad's not in the picture.
Yeah.
And then my brother called and ruined the moment.
Mm, that happens so much.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I fucking love my mom, even with, you know, all the complaining she does.
Yeah. Sometimes you just, I mean, there's no way changing the past. So
Yeah, you know, I've accepted it. You know, my mom wasn't there when I was a kid. That's fine. She's there now, and that's all that's important.
oh yeah.
You know, even if my dad isn't there either.
Yep. And same in Gabby's situation. Her dad, he was a mover, so
Yeah.
he would spend time like on the East Coast. But he was like heavily involved in, you know, narcotics and being in jail in and out, things like that. And he was like a big guy. He was always into fights and things like that.
Yeah.
Um, and he came to the point where when he did come back home, he actually caused some PTSD into Gabby too. Like he was not the best father at the time. And like there'd be times where let's say she's in her room and the door's closed, he would like burst in. Like let's say the door's
Yeah.
closed right now and you're just watching TV, but he's just like bang on the door or just swing open the door and just say, "Get the fuck in the kitchen and cook some food," things like that.
Jesus,
You know?
man.
Yeah, like that. And or when she did cook, he would say, "This tastes like shit," and then toss his plate, things like that. And
Fuck.
then sometimes they'd be paranoid and think that Gabby has people in her room, and they take the whole door off of the hinges and take the door away. And then one time Gabby was, taking a shower, and then her mom came busting through the door and actually just swung open the shower curtain door open and looked inside, and she was expecting like a boy to be in the shower with Gabby or things like that.
In the fuck, in their own
So
house?
that's, you notice how Gabby's like very like any little noise scares her, is because they would always bust in
Like
like
that?
all of a
Jesus.
sudden. So now she has like this, condition where, it's more like, it's like loud noise is
Yeah.
kind of,
Loud sudden noises.
just trigger that moment, I guess, or trigger moments like that.
I apologize for everything I've said about my parents. Fuck.
Yeah,
That's
but
terrible.
everyone has a different life. I mean,
Yeah.
how she's affected doesn't negate anything that you've said. Like, what you're going through
Yeah.
is
yeah.
just as valuable, or not valuable, it's just as traumatic
Important,
as
or-
what she
yeah,
was
yeah, there
going
you go.
through. I mean, everyone has a different life. So if that was a moment for you, that
Yeah.
if you have moments that kind of made it to a point where you have issues growing up, then that's just as important as anyone else's feelings. So
Yeah, dude. That's why I'm scared to have kids. Like, I don't want to fucking put my bullshit onto them like
I
that. You know what
know.
I mean?
exactly. It's a
Traumatic,
lot of responsibility.
traumatic generational issues.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fucked.
Yeah. So fuck.
Well-
It's a dark episode this
Yeah,
time.
this is a fucking dark episode. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, listeners. But we had to get this out. It's fucking 1:00 right now. These are dark hours, all right?
The
where
dark
Yeah,
hours.
this is where we pour our hearts out. All
Uh,
right. Well, that was this week's episode. I hope you guys aren't depressed now. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Just know that we love you guys.
Catch us on IG
Thanks
and
for
Twitter
listening.
at Weenies. Thank you so much for listening. Catch you later.